their report, they claim that they are the owners of that particular community. In fact, there's a gentleman who also claimed to be speaking on behalf of the people there. I'm sure you saw that particular report, and he said, well, they own the place, and they
so
own...
I'm an don't forget, that's my ethnic nationality. And we revere royalty, alive or dead. And we have a place as Shekiri people where our royal fathers go to rest when they can no longer perform.
So it's not a new cemetery?
It's not a new cemetery. It's not a new cemetery. It's been there. It's been there for years before these people talking now were even born. So you cannot say you are the owner because it's been there. So it's a place that has been demarcated for traditional rulers to go and rest. You know, and we didn't do this thing even alone. We even had a representative from the palace who were concerned about the place. So, like I said, it's become one of the tourist attractions in Delta, and we are fencing it and paying a little bit more attention to it.
One of the questions, though, a lot of people ask is, what were enforcers also looking at when these structures were coming up? Because some of the structures look like they were recently put there and they were not built overnight.
No, of course, yes, they were not built overnight. Don't forget, the place is fairly rural. So you might not even see it, you know that something is happening there. And again, the interest in that place has now become more as international bodies are showing a lot more interest, and as a tourist attraction. So that is yes. What were we doing before the people built their places? It's one of the things that happens in government.
But does that mean that there is no one whatsoever, whosoever, who has a legitimate CFO?
I'm not saying that. If they bring, even yesterday I talked to my commissioner for land. Get them, all these people complain, let them bring the CFO. They will look at it.
But there is no way, just to deviate from that now, there's no way we can have you on the show and not talk about what is currently going on with the NMA and another strike. It's something that you've tried to intervene in a couple of times. You're a medical doctor yourself, also an employer of labor, in terms of seeing what's happening in hospitals. What do you make of this new strike action?
Well, I think it's more of an ambush. What I would say is this. And this is what I'll be telling my colleagues, the doctors. Yes, you have issues, but in dealing with the issues, we must work out strategies that will not make the patients suffer. Some of the things that have the 24-point agenda, some of them are administrative. Now, some have been decided before, and government is not taking action. The question is, are they enough for the doctors to go on strike? That is one. Two, even if they have to go on strike, these periods in the history of Nigeria, where there are a lot of security challenges, is this a period for doctors to go on strike for those issues that have been enumerated? It's neither here nor there, but I can say that we have been talking to them even last night because they started their meeting about 10 p.m. last night. Hopefully we were able to call off the strike. Even last night I had to go there and address them because doctors are beginning to lose public sympathy, and the image of the doctors is not, I mean, it's going down, you know, and that is not good. It's not good enough.
Well, what would you advocate as a lasting solution, as a lasting remedy to this? Because their fears that if doctors are, answered today, their requests are ceded to, we might see another strike in the joint health sector as well. Do you see a permanent solution to the brouhaha in the health sector?
Yes, the permanent solution is possible, and that is also what I appealed to them last night. Now, what what has been happening is that government has been dealing with the various professionals in the industry, that is separately. You deal with the doctors today, you agree with them, then the nurses say no, that agreement is not comfortable with us. Then you revert that. And so, fortunately, Mr. President has put up a committee headed by Yayale, the former head of service. So, like I advised them last night, let everybody go to the Yayale committee. It should provide a platform.
The Yayale committee had been constituted a long time ago.
But just started being active.
Interesting.
I think initially they had some funding challenges. I think they just released fund for them. Just started being active. Now, go to the Yayale committee. Doctors are there, nurses are there, Jurisu, we are facing each other face to face. It's a negotiation. You say this, I want Surgeon General. Those will say no, we won't accept Surgeon General. And these are the reasons why we cannot accept. No, we should. I believe that with that platform created by Yayale committee and everybody facing each other, we'll be able to have a forum for give and take. And at the end of the day, everybody will arrive at, without creating a platform for the various professionals in this industry to face themselves, we continue to have this challenge. But I believe that with that kind of platform, and my advice to the Yayale committee also is not to collect memorandum from the doctors, then from the nurses, and you sit down and decide, oh, this is good enough for the doctor. No, let everybody face each other and take the issues one by one and agree or disagree. No matter how much they disagree, eventually they will agree. You know, and I don't believe that the Yayale committee should be so much in a hurry, because I hear they have been given 2 months. No, I don't think 2 months will be enough to let them be able to mediate between the various professionals until they agree.
Sorry to interrupt. While they do all of that, at least the strike should be called off for the interest of the nation and patients. But again, one wonders why what we would call best practice outside the country is not what we also practice. I thought that some doctors, if not almost all of them, must have had a taste of what it is like abroad, when we see people who are not medical doctors being directors, maybe directors of patient care in some hospitals. They are not even nurses. But why is it that when we come back home, we're getting to see a different...
You must look at the history of the medical profession in Nigeria. There was a time when, either the premier of a region and all that, when he wants to leave, wants to go and leave or 2 weeks and all that, he hands over to the most senior doctor. It happened in this country, you know. He hands over to the most senior doctor. He hands the region over to the most senior doctor. That was how doctors were revered at that time. Yes, they have traveled out and seen lots of things. Over time, the other professionals started becoming, started showing their importance in the healthcare industry, and where we are today. Like I said, again, it's when you are being trained in the health sector, whether as a doctor, a nurse, a pharmacist, and all that, you know your boundaries. You know who does what, who heads what. But what is happening is that after the training, and people now come to practice, people want to get into other people's territory, and that is what is causing what we have here today.
Okay. We have this question coming from Gwando. He says, could you please educate them in Delta on the BRT lane on Warri Sapele Road? The safety of commuters bothers him.
Yes, you know, sometimes they say no pain, no gain. We're trying to put BRT on the Warri Sapele Road, the biggest BRT in Nigeria, try the Lagos one. And that is because we need to improve on our mass transit system. Now, what the contractors have done is to start from the middle. Unfortunately, starting from the middle, it has the outer lanes where they are being currently used. It has reduced the size of the outer lane, and that is causing some gridlock on the road. So what I put the contractors to do now is, I think we've gotten halfway on the BRT. Let them go and expand the outer lane so that it will be open for commuters. Like I've apologized to the users of the road currently, that they should be a little bit more patient. Of course, construction usually causes some pain in people using it, but by the time we finish, the whole place will be open.
Okay. Another matter on health is, only recently, West African ministers of health met in Ghana, Accra, talking about this Ebola virus. Now there are reports that there's a case that they're treating in Ghana. That naturally will raise concerns here. Do you think our health facility can actually withstand? Are we doing what we should to ensure that, look, wherever this is, or we prevent it from even getting into the country?
Yeah, I think that is the key thing. For any health challenge, the key thing is prevention. People must take all the precautions. I think advice is going on the kind of bushmeat that we eat and all that. Be careful with bushmeat and all those.
It affect bushmeat too?
So it's for the ministry really to alert the public and put us on preventive measures. No matter the illness, Nigeria has a very large population, about 160 million. Anything that enters this country in terms of disease can affect very many persons, especially the way we behave. If you go to the market, you see all sorts of things in the name of bushmeat, bats, all those kind of things, whether they are edible or not. People buy them one way or the other and eat them. So it's just the preventive measures that we should take.
All right, I want to thank you for coming out this morning. Dr. Emmanuel Uduaghan is the governor of Delta State. We've spoken on a wide range of issues here today, even though the World Pension Summit Africa Special continues today in Abuja. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back in just a moment here. Please join us again. Welcome back to Sunrise today. Well, yes, indeed. These 2 days have been focused on the World Pension Summit. They say it's Africa Special. And so we've dealt on a wide range of issues and pensions. Well, yes, indeed, we'll continue our focus as a station, though, on the World Pension Summit. But Sunrise Day comes to a close now, today, on this summit. Well, yes, we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for watching all the same. I'm Chamberlain, so.
Well, it's not to say that I still won't take questions on, questions on pensions. So,
but we won't be those answering them.
Oh yes, if you do have questions, do send them in. We'll try and forward them to the appropriate quarters, or check on someone else who might be able to answer your questions. Thank you for watching. I'm Mao Kwenkubu.
Well, many thanks, Atlas. You can see the excitement over Chamberlain and the fear of eating bushmeat. I'm Sulaiman. Let us see you again.